Welcome to another live stream here on YouTube at Sports Bonanza John on Kick at Sports Kick John. We are ready for the final Super Regional game of day one of the College Baseball Super Regionals. This is the number 4 seed Auburn Tigers hosting their SEC rivals, the Rebels from Ole Miss, in an all-SEC Super Regional down in Auburn. Preview this game momentarily. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us, Lord, and continue to look over us. And please protect these players and fans. Please keep everyone safe, Lord, and continue to look over us and do your will among all of us, Lord. And protect us as we praise the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, here we go. Ole Miss and Auburn NCAA Super Regionals. Game 1 in this best-of-3 Super Regional. Ole Miss coming in 39-21. They won the Lincoln Regional last weekend, beating Arizona State in the championship game of the Lincoln region. Auburn winning the Auburn Regional and had to do it from the elimination bracket. They lost their opening game of the Auburn Regional last weekend to Milwaukee before battling back and beating Milwaukee twice on Monday to get to this Super Regional matchup, to set up the Super Regional matchup between the Tigers and the Rebels of Ole Miss. Earlier today, the NCAA Super Regionals got underway, and it started in Morgantown, West Virginia, with the number 16 West Virginia Mountaineers against Cal Poly, and it was all Mountaineers in this one. 12-2 was the final, so the Mountaineers take game 1. Chance to punch their ticket to the College World Series tomorrow. USC in comeback fashion came back to knock off the 5th-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels in Game 2 today, 9-5. So USC takes a 1-0 lead over North Carolina in that Chapel Hill Super Regional. In a game that just concluded, Troy 12-2 over Little Rock in Game 1. So that puts Troy up 1-0 with a chance to punch their College World Series ticket tomorrow. One of those teams, Little Rock and Troy, will advance to the College World Series for the first time in school history. So now we've got the final game of day 1 here, Ole Miss and Auburn. These two teams did not meet in the regular season for a series, nor did they meet in the SEC tournament. So this is actually the first time these two teams are going to see each other this year. Ole Miss and Auburn. Ole Miss was the 2 seed in the Lincoln Regional, winning that regional. Of course, Auburn, number 4 national seed, was the number 1 seed in their Auburn Regional. Here is the batting order Ole Miss will send out tonight. Excuse me. As Ole Miss batting order is this way. Leading it off will be the second baseman, Dom Decker. Batting second and playing third base, Judd Udermark. Hitting third and playing first base, Will Furness. Cleanup hitter tonight for Ole Miss, left fielder Tristan Becerra. Batting fifth and playing center field, Hayden Federico. In the 6th spot tonight for Ole Miss, shortstop Owen Pino. Batting 7th and catching, Austin Fawley. Batting 8th and playing right field tonight for Ole Miss, Braden Randall. And batting 9th and in the DH spot tonight for Ole Miss is Colin Reuter. So again, Ole Miss's batting order, Dom Decker, Judd Udermark, Will Furness, Tristan Becerra, Hayden Federico, Owen Pino, Austin Fawley, Braden Randall, and Colin Reuter. Batting order for Ole Miss. And on the mound for the Auburn Tigers tonight will be Andres Alvarez. Alvarez, 15 starts this season, 10-3 record, 3.52 earned run average. He walked 30, struck out 103, 79, and a third innings. As he will get the start tonight on the mound for the Auburn Tigers in this Super Regional matchup against Ole Miss. As we are couple minutes away from getting underway down in Auburn, Alabama. This is a city that was rampaged by weather issues all weekend long. Last weekend in the regional, they had to play the two regional finals both on Monday. Auburn beating Milwaukee twice on Monday to get to this super regional. Again, Auburn lost their opening game last week. They had to fight out of the elimination bracket all weekend long, but they came out of it as they get set to take on Ole Miss. Looking at some other news around the sports world, of course, we've got Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. The Knicks and the Spurs. It has been a fun NBA season, but I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be a very short series. In the NBA Finals, Knicks lead at 1-0 as they look to go home to Madison Square Garden. Up 2-0, Spurs looking to make that a best-of-5 as they will shift the scene to New York after this game tonight. And of course, the Stanley Cup Finals are underway. They are the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. That series is all square at a game apiece after Carolina's overtime win last night. 4-3, they will play the critical Game 3 of that series as the scene shifts to Vegas. For that Game 3, that will be tomorrow. NBA Finals Game 3 is coming up on Monday between the Spurs and the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. And in the Women's College World Series, it wrapped up last night, and the Texas Longhorns won their second consecutive Women's College World Series championship in a rematch of last year, and they knock off Texas Tech again in the championship series to hoist the trophy for the second year in a row. So congratulations to the Texas Longhorns on their second consecutive Women's College World Series championship. But we get set here in baseball for the Super Regional in Auburn between Ole Miss and Auburn. Winner of this Super Regional advances to the College World Series. That gets underway a week from today there in Omaha, Nebraska. Teams exchanging lineup cards now at home plate. So this should be a fun one. Again, even though they're conference rivals, they did not meet at all for a series in the regular season or did not meet in the SEC tournament. So this is going to be the first time these two teams see each other this year. Ole Miss again comes in with a record of 39-21. Auburn, the number 4 national seed, comes in 42-20. And, of course, the big Auburn slugger, Chase Fralick, he hit 6 home runs last weekend in the Auburn Regional. Big Super Regional slate coming up tomorrow. Every series is playing tomorrow. 4 series starting today. The other 4 will start tomorrow, as well as the Game 2s of the series that started today. So the final Super Regional of the day, just about set to get underway, as it'll be Dom Decker to lead it off for Ole Miss. Decker on the season, 273. 10 home runs, driven in 33 on the season. Again, the winners earlier today, West Virginia 12-2 over Cal Poly. USC knocked off number 5 North Carolina 9-5. And a game that just ended a few minutes ago, Troy 12-2 over Little Rock. In the other 3 Super Regional games from today. Series kicking off tomorrow, Mississippi State and Georgia, another all SEC affair in that Super Regional. Longtime rivals matchup on the baseball field in Lawrence as the Jayhawks will play the Oklahoma Sooners. Don't get together as much anymore since they're now in different conferences. Oregon, Texas. And St. John's, Alabama, the other 4 series to start tomorrow, as well as game 2s of the series from today. So here we go. Dom Decker stepping up. Andres Alvarez on the hill for Auburn. And the first pitch in the Auburn Super Regional is a strike. And we are underway. Strike 1 pitch from Alvarez. Right down the middle again, 0-2. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night on 3 pitches from Alvarez to start this game. And here comes Udermark. Judd Udermark this year hitting .308, 21 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Second on this Ole Miss team on home runs, behind Basetta. Alvarez's pitch to Udermark inside, ball 1. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch, check swing, and went around. 1-2 on a pitch that was very low and outside. One-two pitch Check swing again. No swing this time. 2-2. Oh, yeah, he held up. Here comes the 2-2. Outside, that'll fill the count, 3-2. Three-two pitch. That's foul. Just getting a piece of that was Udermark, and we will do another payoff pitch. Another 3-2 payoff. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts from Alvarez to start this game. 2 down in the Ole Miss first inning. And it will bring up Will Furness. 319 hitter, leading hitter on this Ole Miss team. 7 home runs, 54 runs batted in. The pitch to Furness right there for strike one. Furness, the senior out of Nacogdoches, Texas. Strike one pitch, just missed. Counts even a ball and a strike. One pitch. That's a little tight. 2-1. The look by Alvarez and the 2-1 pitch. That misses. And the count now goes to 3-1. Three-one pitch. Strike two, and Furness was on his way to first base. He's going to have to come back. Three-two payoff pitch on the way to Furness. Called strike three. Alvarez strikes out the side in the first inning. Bottom one we go. Ole Miss nothing. Auburn coming up for the first time. Now Alvarez, a strong top of the first as he strikes out Ole Miss. And now we head to the bottom of the first inning as we will take a look at the batting order for the Auburn Tigers, as it looks like this leading off. Just a second, folks. Leading it off for Auburn and DHing tonight will be up here. Leading off and DHing tonight is Mason McCrane. Batting second and playing third base, Eric Guevara. Hitting third and catching for Auburn is Chase Freilich. In the cleanup spot tonight and playing second base, Chris Rembert. Batting fifth and playing first base, Ethan Bingaman. In left field and batting sixth is Bub Terrell. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, the other McCrane, that's Brandon McCrane. Batting eighth in right field, Cade Bellew. And hitting ninth and in center field tonight for Auburn is Bristol Carter. So again, Mason McCrane, Eric Guevara, Chase Freilich, Chris Rembert, Ethan Bingaman, Bub Terrell, Brandon McCrane, Cade Bellew, and Bristol Carter. Batting order tonight for the Auburn Tigers. And it on the mound for Ole Miss is Hunter Elliott getting the start. Elliott, 15 starts so far this year, 5-3, 5.21 ERA, 38 walks, 100 strikeouts in 76 innings. And Mason McCrane will lead it off here in the bottom of the first for Auburn. 314 hitter, 7 home runs, 40 runs batted in. As he will start it off here in the bottom of the first for Auburn. Big crowd on hand at Plainsman Park on a Friday night. Much better weather on this Friday night to start off the Super Regional than we had in regionals last weekend. First pitch is high, ball 1. Mason McCrane, just a freshman. 1-0 pitch. That's up and in, 2-0. Comes the 2-0 pitch. That's right down the middle, strike 1, 2-1. Elliott ready, and the 2-1 pitch. That's right there again, strike 2. 2-2. 2-2 pitch, that misses, and that will fill the count, 3-2. Three-two payoff pitch is called strike 3. McCrane was heading to first base, thinking it was ball 4, but he is rung up instead. And now Eric Guevara steps up. 325 hitter, 13 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Elliott's pitch. Inside corner, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Swing to miss. 0-2. Oh, 2 is low, 1-2. One-two pitch. Hit foul. Count stays 1-2. One, two. Outside, 2-2. Two-two, swing and a miss. Strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts to start it off for Hunter Elliott. And here comes Chase Fralick. 321 hitter, 20 home runs, 60 runs batted in. Team leader in both homers and RBIs. Fralick, just a sophomore out of Peachtree City, Georgia. He pops this one up on the first pitch he sees. On the infield, who wants it? It's gonna be the third baseman. That'll do it for Auburn. Both teams 1, 2, 3 in the first. We head to the second. Ole Miss Auburn Super Regional Game 1, no score. So both pitchers with 1, 2, 3 first innings here to get this one underway. We will keep you updated on that Knicks Spurs Game 2 in the NBA Finals as the night goes on. Also run down the Major League Baseball scoreboard for you as the night goes on. Where the Giants won 18-3 over the Cubs at Wrigley today. The Cubs had a good April and the beginning of May, but since that point, when they had that long winning streak at Wrigley Field, now it's going the other way. And they just have not been able to get out of this funk. So we head here to the top of the second inning. It's going to be Tristan Becerra leading it off in the second for Ole Miss, hitting .281 on the season. Team leader in home runs and RBIs, 22 home runs. He's driven in 60. Has a quick first inning in the books as we are now ready for inning number 2. First pitch, ball 1. Becerra, a transfer from Clemson, this Ole Miss team. 1-0 pitch, that's low. It's 2-0 now. Sun out, beautiful Friday evening in Auburn, Alabama. 2-0 pitch, that's low. It's now 3-0. So Alvarez, after striking out the side in the first inning, down 3-0 here to Becerra, the leadoff hitter here in the second for Ole Miss. 3-0 taking all the way, and it's a strike at the knees. Count now 3-1. See if Becerra's up there to take another pitch. (3-1) at the knees again. That'll fill the count. 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch. Foul ball. Gazzetta stays alive, barely. Another payoff pitch from Alvarez. Hit foul again. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Another 3-2. On the ground to second. So the first ball that Ole Miss makes contact with, it's a ground ball to second base for out number 1. Bring up the number 5 hitter now for Ole Miss, Hayden Federico. Hitting at 300, 4 home runs, 28 runs batted in on the season for Federico. Hit foul, strike 1. A 1. Oh, hit him. That got away from Alvarez, and a hit batter is the first base runner of the game. And it will bring up Owen Pino. 255 hitter. 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in. The first base runner of the game, a 1-out hit batter. And the pitch is high, ball 1. Federico stands at first after being hit by the pitch. Throw over to first. Federico dives back in. The pitch is a little nubber. That's going to go foul. 1-1. It's a check swing nubber off the end of the bat that rolled foul. One pitch on the way. That is lined into left. That's going to get down for a base hit. Federico will hold at second, and the first base hit for Ole Miss gives the Rebels 2 on with 1 out. And it will bring up the number 7 hitter for Ole Miss, the catcher, Austin Foley. Only hitting .230 on the year. 13 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Great chance for Ole Miss to dent the scoreboard first and second with 1 out. Strike 1 on the outside corner. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Falling down in the count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Called strike 3 right down the middle. 4th strikeout for Alvarez. That's the 2nd out of the inning. So with runners at 1st and 2nd and 2 outs, it's going to be up to Braden Randall to keep the inning alive for Ole Miss. Randall inning 243, 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Hit foul, and it's now 0-2. Ole Miss in danger of straining 2 runners on here in the 2nd. 0-2 pitch. On the ground and through into right field. Federico being waved around. Here's the throw home offline. Federico scores and Ole Miss strikes first. 1-0 here in the 2nd. So Ole Miss strikes first tonight. And Colin Reuter, the number 9 hitter, will be the batter. Hitting 264, 6 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Outside corner, strike 1. Reuter sends this one into right, but right there. For the grab in right field to end the inning, but Ole Miss gets a run to dent the scoreboard first. 2 hits and they strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. 1-0 lead for Ole Miss. So a good start for the Rebels in this one as they dent the scoreboard first. In game 1 of this Auburn Super Regional. Super Regional's best of 3. With the winner to advance to Omaha next week and the College World Series, which begins a week from today. So here in the bottom of the 2nd for Auburn, it's going to be Chris Rembert to lead off. 345 hitter, team's leading hitter. 4 home runs, 45 runs batted in. Here we go. Hunter Elliott, first pitch, bottom 2 to Chris Rembert. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. Right there for strike 1. One 1. Up high, 2-1. Chris Rembert on a current 17-game hitting streak. Trying to extend that here. That's down low. It's now 3-1 to him. Three 1. Up high, and there's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first to Rembert. And the batter will be Ethan Bingaman. 335 hitter, 15 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Only a freshman. Skies this one in the air to right. That's hit pretty well, but it's going to be on the warning track. The catch made in right field by Bissett for out number 1. Bingaman gave that a little bit of a ride. Bissetta, excuse me. I said Bissett. Bissetta. And here's Bub Terrell. 284 hitter, 16 home runs, 45 runs batted in. Throw over to first. Pitch to Terrell. Up and into him. Pitch to Terrell on the 1-0. That's a bouncer. That could be a tough play. Third baseman can't get it out of his glove, and the throw is late to first base. There was a little bit of a bobble in the glove there by the third baseman. So Udermark, that slight bobble cost him. And Auburn has runners at first and second. Should be an infield hit for Bub Terrell. And here's Brandon McCrane. First and second, 1 out for the Tigers. Ball 1. McCrane, a 327 hitter. 1 home run, drove in 29. Now a meeting on the mound here. Foley goes out to have a word with his pitcher. One 0 pitch. Little inside, 2-0. That misses low. It's 3-0. That's upstairs. That's a 4-pitch walk to load the bases for Auburn with 1 out. Bases are loaded for Cade Bilyeu. Hitting .247, 4 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Hit foul, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Off the end of the bat to second. They go to second, 1 on to first. Double play to get out of the inning. Auburn squanders a bases loaded 1 out scoring chance as Ole Miss turns the inning-ending double play. We head to the third, remaining 1-0 Ole Miss. So Ole Miss will come up here in the third, still with the lead. That's going to be the top of the order, Decker, leading it off in the third inning for Ole Miss. So top three, Decker to lead it off. Struck out to lead off the game. And swing and a miss here for strike one. Oh, one is outside. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. One. That's lined into right field for a base hit. Decker starts off the top of the third with a leadoff single. And it will bring up Udermark. Also struck out his first time. Leadoff man on for Ole Miss here in the third. Trying to add to this 1-0 lead. Swing and a miss by Udermark. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2 on Udermark. Oh, 2, little high, 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. Called strike 3. Udermark strikes out for the second time. 5 in the game now for Alvarez. And the batter will be Will Furness. Also struck out his first time up, as Alvarez struck out the side in the first. Alvarez looks Decker over at first, and the pitch is a strike at the knees, 0-1. Strike 1 pitch instead. It's a throw over to first. Pitch is down low. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch and a check swing. No swing, says the third base umpire. 2-1. Two-one pitch outside. 3-1. Again, another throw to first. Three-one pitch, swing and a miss. And that'll fill the count, 3-2. Throw over to first before the 3-2. Again, a throw to first. Really worried about Decker over there. Decker does have 13 stolen bases this season. He's only been caught 3 times. The payoff pitch is line foul. Another 3-2 payoff pitch on the way. On the ground to second. That's not hit hard enough to turn 2, so they'll take the sure out at first. Decker advances to second now with 2 outs. And it will bring up Tristan Becerra. Runner at second with 2 outs here in the Ole Miss third inning. Up 1-0. Fralick going out to have a word with his pitcher on the mound prior to this at bat and this hitter. Ready to go. That is hit on the ground to second, who was playing on the outfield grass, and the throw to first in time to end the inning. Ole Miss strands a runner at second. We head to the bottom of the third. 1-0. Ole Miss leading Auburn. They have tipped off in Game 2 of the NBA Finals in San Antonio between the Knicks and the Spurs. Spurs have an early 13-10 lead in the first quarter. So Auburn down a run here as we go to the bottom of the third. It's going to be Bristol Carter leading it off here in the third for Auburn. 299 hitter, 2 home runs, driven in 25. Hunter Elliott back to work on the mound here for Ole Miss. A big crowd on hand. Plainsman Park in Auburn. First pitch, bottom 3, strike 1. The 1 pitch is low. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. One, inside corner, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back to the top of the order. Mason McCrane, who's on deck. That is lined into left center. That's going to get down for a base hit. A wide turn by Carter at first, but he's going to retreat back to first base. He sure thought about 2, but threw on the brakes at the last second. So leadoff single here in the bottom of the 3rd brings up Mason McCrane. McCrane 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim his first time to lead off the bottom of the 1st. The pitch is through into right field for a base hit. Carter puts on the brakes again as he thought about rounding second. 2 on with nobody out for Auburn here in the bottom of the 3rd. For Eric Guevara. Guevara also struck out his first plate appearance. Shows bunt and is hit by the pitch on the elbow. So the bases are loaded with nobody out for Auburn. And guess who's coming to the plate? Chase Fralick. Ample chance to grab the lead here for Auburn as Fralick steps up to bat. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Elliott's pitch to Fralick, ball 1. I know this is a hitter you want to be careful with, but there's nowhere to put him. He's homered in 5 consecutive games, all in the regional last weekend, and sends this one into left. Medium deep. Here's the tag, and the throw is going to be cut off, and it's a sacrifice fly for Fralick, and we're 1-1. There wasn't a whole lot on that throw by Randall there from left field. But a sacrifice fly will tie this game and bring up Chris Rembert. Other 2 runners held at first and second. Turn and the throw to second. McCrane dives back in. Ball one. Rembert walked his first time up tonight. That pitch down in the dirt. 2-0. Two runners on for Auburn. Run in that's tied this game. Here's the 2-0. That's on the ground to third. Steps on the bag one. Throw across the diamond in time for the double play. The second double play turned by Ole Miss to end an inning. Auburn does get the sacrifice fly, though, to tie this game at 1 as we head to the fourth. No, Auburn was hoping for more out of that third inning, but they did get one to tie it. Both teams with 1 run and 3 hits. Both teams have left 3 runners on base. As it will be Federico to lead off the fourth for Ole Miss. Federico scored the Ole Miss run in the second inning. Well, we'll be back with you tomorrow on the live stream, tomorrow evening. Not sure which game yet. It's going to be one of 3. We'll either be with you tomorrow at 6 Eastern for the opener of Oklahoma, Kansas. Probably going to be the Oregon-Texas game at 8 o'clock Eastern time that I'll be with you for. The other possibility is St. John's, Alabama, but more than likely, I will be on the live stream sometime tomorrow night. More than likely, it's going to be that Oregon-Texas game 1 from Austin. I will keep updated on that. As we head to the fourth, 1-1 game between Ole Miss and Auburn. Big crowd on hand at Plainsman Park. First pitch, top 4 from Alvarez to Federico, strike 1. Federico scored that run in the second inning after being hit by a pitch to get on base. One is fouled away, and it's quickly 0-2 on Federico. Federico will be followed by Pano and Foley. Here in the Ole Miss fourth, and strike 3, and Federico knew it. Half a dozen now on the strikeout tally for Alvarez. And it brings up Pino. Pino 1 for 1, singled back in the second. Here's the delivery from Alvarez. Ball 1. Strike one pitch, a little up and in, 2-0. Comes the 2-0 pitch. That is on the ground to second, and a bobble, and has to recover, and in time to throw out Pino at first base. Rembert didn't field that ball cleanly at second base, but we regrouped in time to get it over to first for the out. So bases empty, 2 outs. For Austin Foley. Struck out his first time up, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Strike 1. It's important to get Ole Miss behind counts because this is an Ole Miss team that strikes out 27% of the time. 1-1 is inside. That'll even the count 2-1. Two-one pitch. On the ground, foul. The count will run now to 2-2. Two and two. Bases empty, 2 outs. For Ole Miss here in the fourth, a 2-2. Lined into left field. That's a fair ball. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Foley rounding first and heading for second. It's a wild throw, but thankfully for Auburn, it was backed up as that ball was airmailed over second base and went all the way down to first. Batter now is Braden Randall with a runner at second and 2 outs following the 2-out double. Pitch down low, ball 1. Randall drove in the Ole Miss run back in the second with an RBI single. One 0 is low. It's 2-0. Comes the 2-0 pitch. That's inside. It's 3-0. Walk here would not be the worst thing in the world. That would set up a force play. And taking all the way for a strike. It's 3-1. Three-one. Hit foul. That will fill the count. 3-2. Three-two payoff pitch. On the ground and through into left center. Rounding second and scoring on the RBI single And Ole Miss is back in front 2-1. RBI single by Randall brings in Foley. The batter is Colin Reuter. So Ole Miss goes back in front. Ball one, there goes the runner, and the throw to second is in time. As Randall caught stealing to end the inning. But Ole Miss gets the lead back on the RBI single to take a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. So Ole Miss lost the lead in the bottom of the third, but quickly get it back here with the run in the top of the fourth. And for Auburn here in the bottom of the fourth, it's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Bingaman, Terrell, and McCrane. That's Brandon McCrane. So Bingaman will lead it off for Auburn in the bottom of the fourth. Sunset over Auburn, Alabama on a Friday evening. Game 1, best of 3 Auburn Super Regional. Winner heads to Omaha. College World Series getting underway a week from today. They're in Omaha, Nebraska. One of these two teams will be there. Here we go. Bingaman to lead it off here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch is a ball. One-0 pitch. That's at the knees for strike one. Ball to strike. One pitch is lifted in the air to left center. And making the catch over there in left center field is Federico for out number 1. Brings up Bub Terrell. Terrell singled his first time. Here's a pitch, ball 1. So one of these teams will join West Virginia, USC, and Troy with 1-0 series leads. One-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. All 8 games in action tomorrow. All get started 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. An all day of Super Regional action. 2-0. That misses. It's now 3-0. I think Elliott's wanting to know exactly where those pitches are missing. That's a 4-pitch walk to Terrell. And it will bring up Brandon McCrane. McCrane walked his first time up. Throw over to first. Ooh. That almost got away from the first baseman. Yikes. Looking over at Terrell, swing and a miss. Strike one. Terrell will short lead at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is downstairs. 1-1. One pitch. Again, the throw to first. That's not a big lead for Terrell. Crowd getting a little antsy here. Terrell only had 4 steals this year in 6 attempts. Elliott's pitch. Sky high in the air. And the catch is made for the second out by Decker. So now a runner at first and 2 outs. Cade Bellew will be the batter. Bellew is 0 for 1. Strike one to Cade Bellew. Hit into a double play his first time up. Back in the second inning. But 1 is low. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Grounder foul. 1-2. One-two pitch on the way from Elliott. Throws to first instead. Elliott looking in and delivers another 1-2. Line foul, right side. We stay 1-2. One, two, and there's another foul. Good battle here. Another 1-2 pitch. And foul again. What a battle this is between Elliott and Bellew. And now, what have we got? Trainer going out to have a look at Bellew. Looks like his right elbow. Not sure exactly what happened there. Giving him a couple of practice swings here. Bellew steps back in the box. After whatever that was, they were looking on his right elbow. 1-2 pitch. On the ground, foul again. Wow. This is a heck of an at-bat. Another 1-2 pitch. Lined into center field, and Bellew ends up winning the battle. Terrell will stop at second. It is first and second with 2 outs. And the number 9 hitter, Bristol Carter, steps up. Chance for Auburn to get a 2-out hit and tie this game back up. Hunter Elliott at 56 pitches. First and second, 2 outs for Auburn. The pitch is foul, strike 1. Carter singled and scored the Auburn run last inning. A 1 pitch hit in the air to right field, but right at the right fielder to end the inning. Boy, gave that one a ride, but unfortunately for Auburn, it went right to the fielder and right. We head to the 5th. Auburn does not score. They strand 2. It is still 2-1 Ole Miss after 4. Ole Miss 5th inning. It will be Reuter and then the top of the order, Decker and Udermark. Update on that NBA Finals game between the Knicks and Spurs. They have just started the second quarter. Spurs lead the Knicks 37-29 in Game 2. And I know it's not officially a must-win for the Spurs, but if you're the Spurs, you got to have this one. You cannot go to Madison Square Garden down 0-2. So the Ole Miss fifth inning here. Reuter will lead off. Reuter 0 for 1 so far. So here we go, top of the fifth inning. Alvarez, who's at 70 pitches, and starts the top of the fifth with a strike. Two 2-1 lead for Ole Miss here in Super Regional Game 1. 0-2 now as that hits the knees. Oh, 2 is low, now 1-2. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That is strikeout number 7 for Alvarez. 1 out for Ole Miss here in the fifth. And we're back to the top of the order in Decker. Decker is 1 for 2. Singled and struck out. Hit past the third baseman and into left field for a base hit. Decker with his second hit of the game. Guevara gave a shot at that at third. Dove for it, but couldn't quite come up with it. Sixth hit for Ole Miss, as it will bring up Udermark. Udermark's 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. And strike 1 here to Udermark. Strike 1 pitch. Instead, it's a throw to first. Pitch on the way to Udermark. Line foul, strike 1. Or strike 2, rather. Alvarez looks over at first and delivers the 0-2 to Udermark. Swing and a fly ball to left. Hit pretty well, and Udermark has hit another one. It is gone. Udermark goes deep for the 22nd time. RBIs 50 and 51, and Ole Miss now leads at 4-1 here in the fifth. Boy, that one got way, way too much of the plate from Alvarez, and Udermark made him pay. You cannot make mistakes to this young man. Will Furness swings and misses for strike one. So breathing room now for Ole Miss. As Udermark sent that one into the Auburn night. Outside, 1-1. Udermark, a new Ole Miss record in his career now, 51 career home runs. One is outside, 2-1. Furness hitless in 2 at-bats tonight. 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Two pitches on the ground to second, and it ate alive. The second baseman, Rembert. See if that took a bad hop or, well, this is they're showing the replay of the home run right now. Udermark still getting congratulations in the Ole Miss dugout. And now we've got a meeting on the mound. Alvarez is at 83 pitches here with 1 out in the 5th. So the meeting on the mound is over. And ready to go. Here's the pitch, strike one. Tristan Becerra, the batter. He's 0 for 2 so far. Cleanup man in the batting order tonight for Ole Miss. Strike two. I never did see what they officially scored on that last play. I'm sure it's E4. That's right down the middle. Strike three. I don't know what Becerra was looking for, but it clearly was not that. That's 8 strikeouts for Alvarez. And with a runner on and 2 out, Hayden Federico will be the batter for Ole Miss. Runner at first, 2 outs. Pitch to Federico. Just missed the inside corner, ball 1. Federico's 0 for 1, who was hit by a pitch and scored. One of the runs of the night for Ole Miss. 1-0 pitch is a little nubber. Third base picks it up barehanded, throws to first in time. That will do it for Ole Miss in the 5th. but they add 2 on the 2-run home run by Judd Utermark to left. We are at the midway point of this one. Game 1, Auburn Super Regional. Ole Miss leads at 4-1. For the Tigers in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order. Mason McCrane, Guevara, and Freelick. Now Auburn will have to come back from a 3-run hole. So bottom 5 here, Mason McCrane, top of the order for Auburn. 1 for 2 tonight will lead it off. Ole Miss leading 4-1. They have out-hit Auburn in this game, 7-4. Ole Miss trying to get back to the College World Series, where they won it all back in 2022, as there's a strike to lead off the bottom of the 5th. A 1 pitch to Mason McCrane is low. That'll even the count 1-1. Comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Elliott delivers the 1-2 pitch to Mason McCrane. Down low, 2-2. Two pitch. Outside, that will fill the count, 3-2. Here comes the full count payoff pitch. Inside ball 4. That's a leadoff walk to Mason McCrane here in the bottom of the 5th. Batter will be Eric Guevara. Throw to first. A lot of pickoff moves by both pitchers tonight. Guevara on the night is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch earlier in the game. Ball one. One zero. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now the count. One pitch is inside. 2-1. Two one pitch. Down in the dirt. Nice stop. That was a nice stop back there by the catcher Foley to keep that from going to the backstop. Three one swing and a miss, and that will fill the count. Payoff pitch. 3-2, hit foul. Stays alive. Another 3-2. On the ground and through into right field for a base hit. And holding at second is going to be McCrane. So Auburn with 2 on, nobody out here, trying to come back from this 3-run deficit. As the batter will be Chase Freilich. He comes up representing the tying run. Probably going out to have a word with his pitcher here. As Auburn looks for a rally here, down 3, but Freilich is the tying run at the plate. Ole Miss bullpen starting to loosen. Hudson Calhoun warming up. And a nice stop by Raleigh on the pitch in the dirt. Ball one. Freilich does have a sacrifice fly to his credit tonight for the lone Auburn run so far. Or he has drove in the lone Auburn run so far. 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. Freilich hit 6 home runs in the regionals last weekend. Drove in 15 runs over that weekend last weekend. 2-0 pitch. Got a little under that one and pops it up. Infield fly will be called here, and the catch made, 1 out. So now 1 out, runners at first and second for Chris Rembert. Rembert walked in the second and hit into a double play his last time up. That's a bouncer foul, third base side, strike one. 4.5 to go, second quarter, NBA Finals Game 2. Spurs 47, Knicks 44. That pitch lined into left center for a base hit. It'll score one for sure. McCrane comes in to score. It's runners at the corners, and it's 4-2 here in the fifth. Make that now an 18-game hitting streak for Chris Rembert. And Ethan Bingaman will step up, now representing the go-ahead run. So that's going to do it on the night for Hunter Elliott, as he will be pulled after 4 1/3 innings. Hudson Calhoun coming in to pitch for Ole Miss. So the numbers on Calhoun on the season. Pull them up here. Four and 3 record. This is 21st appearance of the year. 3.71 ERA. 23 walks, 63 strikeouts in 43 2/3 innings. A run already in here in the fifth. Auburn has 2 on here with 1 out. Ethan Bingaman has flown out twice. Flown out to right in the second, flew out to center in the fourth. So Elliott, 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits allowed, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. So control is a little bit of an issue tonight. And he is responsible for the 2 runners on base. But here's Hunter Calhoun. So Calhoun coming on to try to keep this a 2-run Ole Miss lead. Auburn has runners at the corners with 1 out. Bingaman the batter. Ball 1. Pitch to Ethan Bingaman. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch is a strike at the knees. Calhoun ahead of Bingaman now, 1-2. One-two pitch, throw to first instead. One-two pitch. Hit foul. Count stays 1-2. One-two pitch, that's way high, 2-2. Two-two pitch to Bingaman. Foul tip into the mitt, strike 3. That's a big strikeout for Calhoun as Bingaman goes down swinging. And now Bub Terrell steps up with 2 on and 2 out now. Terrell has singled and walked. He's reached base both times tonight so far. Throw to first. In the air, center field. The catch is made to end the inning, and Auburn will have to settle for 1. Calhoun gets out of it for Ole Miss, still with the lead. 4-2 Rebels as we head to the 6th. Well, for the second time, steering clear of baseball here for just a second, and some sad news. And for the second time in about a week span, it comes from NASCAR. Of course, last week we lost driver Kyle Busch. And now NASCAR has announced the passing of NASCAR Hall of Famer Ned Jarrett, passing away at the age of 93. He was a little before my time, but Ned Jarrett heard him a lot on the NASCAR broadcasts. Ned Jarrett passed away today at the age of 93. So that's some sad news from NASCAR today as we head to the 6th inning here. 4-2 lead for Ole Miss over Auburn. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Ole Miss. They've left 4 on base. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Auburn. They have stranded 7 through 4 innings, or through 5 innings. Well, that 2-run home run in the 5th inning. For Ole Miss, the difference right now. And the first pitch to Owen Pino here in the 6th is a strike. Swing and a miss on the 0-1. It's quickly 0-2. O2 pitch is low, 1-2. Pino will be followed by Foley and Randall, 6, 7, 8 hitters for Ole Miss here in the 6th. One-two pitch, foul back. One-two, that's foul. They have reached halftime in the NBA Finals Game 2. Knicks have taken the lead over the Spurs, 56-52. Another 1-2 pitch, that's downstairs. 2-2. Two. Went around, swing and a miss, strike 3. 9th strikeout for Alvarez tonight. 1 down in the Ole Miss 6th. Batter is Austin Foley. Foley has struck out and doubled. There's a strike. 0-1. Also scored a run. In this one has Foley. Strike 1 pitch. Into right down the line. Foul. Diving effort over there by Bellew, but couldn't quite come up with it. O2 pitch a little high, 1-2. Auburn bullpen starting to loosen now. LJ Cormier loosening for the Tigers. 1-2 pitch is foul. Count stays 1-2. One-two is foul back. Count stays 1-2. It's the 100th pitch of the night right there that was just thrown by Alvarez. Another 1-2. That's right down the middle. Strike 3. That is strikeout number 10 tonight for Alvarez. So base is empty, 2 outs. Braden Randall, the batter, as that pitch bounces for ball 1. So this probably Alvarez's last inning. Braden Randall, 2 for 2. Couple singles, couple RBIs. Swing and a miss on the 1-0, 1-1. One is low. 2-1 now. Count on Randall. Two one. That misses outside. Counts now 3-1. Three one pitch right there for strike 2. That will fill the count. 3-2 with 2 outs. The payoff pitch on the way. Just missed the inside corner, ball 4. Auburn fans, as well as the Auburn dugout, cannot believe that was called ball 4. And of course, no ABS ball strike challenge at the college level, at least not yet. Here's Reuter. Flown out and struck out, and that may be it for Alvarez. Or this may just be a talk to, probably regardless. If he keeps Alvarez in here, this is probably going to be his last hitter regardless, whether he gets out of the inning or if Reuter gets on. Nope, that's it. So Alvarez is done after 5 2/3 innings and gets a nice hand from the Auburn fans. He gave up that bad pitch last inning to Udermark that Udermark took out to left. It's going to be L.J. Cormier coming in to pitch for the Tigers, son of Lance Cormier, former big league pitcher who actually called the Little Rock Troy game earlier, and Cormier, immediately after that game ended, headed over to Auburn to see his son as he has made it into the stands. Cormier on the season, 2-0 record, 2.49 ERA. This is 21st appearance of the year. 12 walks, 59 strikeouts in 47 innings. Trying to keep this game right where it is, 4-2. So the numbers for Alvarez: 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. So it's not a bad outing at all for Alvarez, but he trails 4-2. And Cormier to face Colin Reuter. Reuter 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. Cormier's first pitch. Reuter goes after it, sends it to center field, hits it well, and that ball is going to be... Is that a home run? Or is that off the wall? It's a home run. Couldn't tell if that hit that second wall in center field or if it hit the field wall. And on one pitch that Cormier throws, Reuter sends it out to center. Second home run tonight for Ole Miss makes it 6-2. Back to the top of the order, and Dom Decker, he takes ball 1. Decker has singled twice and struck out, 2 for 3. And takes a strike, 1-1. One is a swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count. 1-2 is foul. Count will stay 1-2. One, two, that's low. 2-2. Two. Hit foul. Count remains 2-2. Two pitch. That's off the plate. Full count. Well, if Auburn does not come back here, remember, they started the regional round with a loss in their opener. Ran all 4 consecutive wins after that. 3-2 payoff pitch is into center. And the catch is made to end the inning, but another 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Reuter extends the Ole Miss lead to 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Auburn has just 12 outs remaining to try and come back here. So here in the Auburn 6th inning, bottom third of the order, Brandon McCrane, Cade Bellew, and Bristol Carter. So here's Brandon McCrane to lead off in the bottom of the sixth. He has walked and popped out so far in his 2 prior plate appearances on the evening. Back-to-back 2-run innings for Ole Miss on 2 home runs on those back-to-back 2-run innings. Calhoun back to work on the mound. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch to Brandon McCrane. Down low, 1-1. One. That's back up the middle and through into center field, and McCrane starts off the bottom of the sixth with a leadoff single. And the batter is Cade Bellew. Hit into a double play and singled tonight. Pitch. Showing bunt, ball 1. Now, I don't know about this. I know we're all still only in the 6th inning, but you're down 4 runs. Do you really want to give up an out? Because that looked like a sacrifice attempt at a bunt. 1-0 pitch misses inside. It's 2-0. Didn't show bunt that time. There's a strike on the 2-0. Now 2-1. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Two-two. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bellew strikes out swinging. And the batter will be Bristol Carter. Carter 1 for 2, a single back in the 3rd, and flew out to right in the 4th. Throw over to first. So here we go. First pitch and check swing over to first. No swing. Ball one. One zero. Showing bunt, taking a strike. One ball, one strike. Runner at first, one out for Auburn. Down 4, last of the 6th. 1-1. Look, gal, that was up and in. 2-1. Back to the top of the order, Mason McCrane on deck. Two one. That's hit to short. To second, one on to first, safe. Ole Miss has already turned 2 double plays tonight. Couldn't make it a third one. But they do get the lead runner with 2 outs now. Throw over to first base. Mason McCrane on the night is 1 for 2. Singled, and he's also reached on a walk and scored one of the 2 Auburn runs tonight. Runner takes off, pitches outside, the throw, not in time. That's a stolen base. So a stolen base to get into scoring position here with 2 outs. One 0 swing and a miss by Carter, 1-1. I beg your pardon, McCrane. I think I said Carter. 1-1 to Mason McCrane. That's lined into left. That's fair. Down the line. This will score 1. Mason McCrane with an RBI double to make it 6-3 here in the 6th. Brings in Carter. So an RBI double by Mason McCrane gets this game a little closer. Knicks have built a 10-point lead early in the third quarter in San Antonio, 64-54. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. I said it earlier, and I'm going to stick with it. I think that's going to be a very short series. Walker Hooks is getting up and starting to loosen in the Ole Miss bullpen. So here we go. Meeting on the mound is over. Eric Guevara, the batter. Reached base a couple times. Single, and he's been hit by the pitch. Run in for Auburn to get within 3. Pitch down in the dirt. Ball 1. One 0 pitch. Upstairs, 2-0. If Guevara gets on, that would bring the tying run to the plate. That misses. It's 3-0. Will this be Calhoun's last hitter? Regardless. Pitch on the 3-0 hits the corner, 3-1. And the crowd didn't like that call either. They've been unhappy with this home plate umpire about a couple, 2-3 times tonight. Three 1. Strike 2. Count is full with 2 outs. Payoff 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Auburn settles for 1. We head to the 7th. 6-3 Ole Miss. In the Ole Miss 7th, it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Udermark, Furness, and Becerra. As Ole Miss 9 outs away from a 1-0 series lead. So Ole Miss with a 3-run lead here in this one. Both teams have 8 hits. The big story, left on base. Auburn has left 8 runners on base through 6 innings. Again, earlier today, West Virginia 12-2 over Cal Poly. Take the early lead in that series. USC, a comeback win over North Carolina 9-5. There's a foul ball to lead off the top of the 7th, strike 1. And Troy 12-2 over Little Rock in game 1 to take the lead in that series. Here, 6-3 Ole Miss, top of the 7th inning. And Judd Utermark, who homered earlier, is the batter. And there's another close pitch that Auburn doesn't get the call on. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch. Utermark drills another one, but this one's well foul. That went over to the... I think that's a parking garage there beyond the left field wall into foul territory. And that one went to there. Utermark fouls off another one, too. One-two called. Strike three on the outside corner. So Cormier gets the strikeout. Dad likes it. And the batter will be Will Furness. 0 for 3. He has reached on an error. He's also struck out and grounded out. Ball one. One-0. That is in the air to right. This one will stay in play, and getting under it and making the catch is Carter for out number 2. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Tristan Becerra. Strikeout and has grounded out twice. Ball one. One-zero pitch. That's off the plate. 2-0. That is on the ground again, playing on the outfield grass, and the play made, and Ole Miss retired 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. Stretch time in Auburn, Alabama. Tigers down 3 here, 6-3. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Freilich, Rembert, and Bingaman in the bottom of the 7th for Auburn. Well, in case you missed the news from earlier, non-baseball related, NFL related, the Chicago Bears look like they are just about to finalize a deal that will move them across Lake Michigan into Indiana, in the Hammond, Indiana area. That looks like it is as close to being official as you can say without it being officially official. So it sure does appear that the Chicago Bears are going to be leaving Illinois. And coming over to the Hoosier State. So here, bottom of the 7th, it'll be Freilich to lead off for Auburn. Freilich 0 for 2 on the night. Plainsman Park has set a new attendance record tonight. 10,627. It is definitely standing room only tonight. So the Auburn Tigers set a new attendance record with this Game 1 Super Regional. Ball 1 here to Chase Freilich to lead off the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Calhoun back out on the mound for Ole Miss. Here comes the 2-0. Strike 1. 2-1 to Freilich. Two-one pitch. That's a strike. 2-2. Freilich will be followed by Rembert and Bingaman here in the Auburn 7th. Down 3. 2-2. Just got a piece of that one to foul it. What in the world? Two-two pitch is foul. Somebody was, I don't know if somebody was stocking like Dixie cups. Make a pyramid. Everybody started going nuts because he got the final cup to the top. Obviously, that's as far as he's going to go with it. Freilich sends it into right center. Will that stay in the park? Yes, it will. Just missed a home run. And the catch made by Federico. Ooh, Freilich just missed one right there. 1 out. And here's Chris Rembert. Oh, crowd thought he had made it 6-4. I think Freilich thought he had made it 6-4. Just not quite enough on that one. Foul ball here, strike 1. RBI single and a walk tonight for Chris Rembert. One and one the count. Here's the pitch. Bouncer to short. Throw over to first in time for out number 2. 2 down here in the Auburn 7th inning. And here's Ethan Bingaman. He's flown out twice and struck out on the night. Pitch to Bingaman, right at the knees, strike one. Run down a Major League Baseball scoreboard for you at the next half inning. 0-1 is foul, and now it's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Just missed. 1-2. One, two. That's hit to short. Two plays here, and they're in the inning. Throw to first in time. Auburn retired 1-2-3 in the seventh. Ole Miss 6 outs away from an opening game one win in this Super Regional. They lead at 6-3 as we head to the eighth. Five, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Ole Miss. Federico, Pino, and Foley. Super Regional Saturday starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow with Mississippi State and Georgia. And continues all the way through St. John's in Alabama with the first pitch scheduled just after 9 Eastern. Clay, let's run down some scores around Major League Baseball. Told you about the Giants-Cubs game earlier. Giants winning 18-3 at Wrigley Field today. Phillies beat the White Sox 8-6. Tigers 7, Mariners 3, final there. Red Sox finally beat the Yankees. That hadn't happened in a while. Red Sox win at 5-3. Orioles put 13 up on their division rival Blue Jays and blow out Toronto 13-3. Rays, another win. They shut out the Marlins 6-0. Braves beat the Pirates 6-3. Run down the rest of the scoreboard at the next half inning. Underway, top 8, first pitch swinging, hit to first. One pitch, one out here in the top of the 8th inning as Federico grounds out, and it'll bring up Pino. Pino has singled, grounded out, and struck out. Showing bunt here, taking a strike. Strike one pitch. That hits the inside corner. 0-2. Swing and a miss on the 0-2 pitch. 2 outs very quickly here in the Ole Miss 8th. That's 12 strikeouts for Auburn pitching tonight. It's Austin Foley with the bases empty and 2 outs. Doubled in the 4th and then struck out his other 2 plate appearances. Scored a run as well in that 4th inning. So here's Foley, stepping up with the bases empty and 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. A 1 pitch, that's a ball. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That is hit into left center field and over the head of the left fielder and off the wall. And this is going to be a 2-out double for Foley. McCrane couldn't quite come up with that one in left center field, and it ends up a 2-out double for Foley, and that will bring up Braden Randall. Singled twice and walked, so he's reached base all 3 times. First pitch here hit to second, and the throw to first in time. And Ole Miss strands a runner at second on the 2-out double. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 6-3 Ole Miss. For Auburn in the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Terrell, McCrane, and Bellew. Run down the rest of that Major League Baseball scoreboard. Top of the 9th inning in Houston, Astros lead the A's 5-1. Cardinals 10, Reds 3 there at Busch Stadium, top of the 7th. Top of the 9th in Arlington, Texas leads Cleveland 3-2. Royals 2, Twins 1, bottom 5 in Minneapolis. Rockies lead the Brewers 3-1, top of the 8th. And Mets 2, Padres nothing, top of the 5th at Petco. Nationals struck early at Arizona, and they lead at 6-1. Bottom of the 4th inning, and Angels Dodgers from Dodger Stadium, no score, top 3. So that's the rest of the Major League Baseball scoreboard for you on this Friday. Update on that NBA Finals game. Knicks 87, Spurs 78, underway in the 4th quarter. Got a couple of defensive changes for Ole Miss. Give you those here after this first pitch. First pitch, bottom 8, ball 1. One 0 is downstairs, 2-0. Brett Mosley now in center field, replacing Randall. 2-0 pitches, airmailed, 3-0. Federico goes to left field. (3-0). There's a leadoff walk on 4 pitches here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brandon McCrane, the batter. Singled his last time up. He's also walked and popped out. And that's going to be it for Calhoun on the mound for Ole Miss. Third pitcher of the night for Ole Miss is going to be Walker Hooks coming into the game. Hooks on for the 25th time, 3-1 record, 2.22 ERA, 11 walks, 58 strikeouts in 52 2/3 innings. So they're bringing him on for a 6-out save, looks like. He's been the closer. He's got 7 saves this year. So the numbers on Calhoun, 2 2/3 innings. 2 hits, 1 run was earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He is responsible for the runner at first. He would stand to get the win here if Ole Miss hangs on. All right, so the third pitcher of the game in for Ole Miss. So here we go. Hooks into the game, and the first pitch he throws is popped up into foul territory, and unable to make the play over there is Decker in foul territory. So it just ends up a harmless strike. Now what do we got here at first base? Not sure what exactly is going on here right now. But whatever it was, we're set to go now. Right, here we go. McCrane back in. Hook's ready. And the 0-1. Strike two on the outside corner. Auburn fans once again not happy with the home plate umpire. Oh, 2 instead as the throw to first. Oh, 2. Lined and caught by the shortstop for out number 1. But that was lined to Pino. And he makes the grab for the first out. So 1 down here and a runner at first. And here's Bellew. Singled back in the 4th, and he's also grounded into a double play and struck out. Pitch from Hook, swing and a miss. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Oh, 2 is low, 1-2. I think it's safe to say John Brammer, the home plate umpire, probably not going to get many attaboys from anybody on the Auburn side after this game is over. Throw over to first. One, two pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. And brings up Bristol Carter. Carter 1 for 3, singled back in the 3rd. Again, a throw to first. Pitch is hit foul, first base side, strike one. Fans with the rally hats on, hoping for a Tigers rally as they're down to their last 4 outs here. Showing bunt and taking a strike. It's 0-2. Again, the throw to first. You know what? You're up 3 runs. There's a runner at first with 2 outs. He should be of absolutely zero concern to you. 0-2 pitch. Got him. Side retired. Auburn strands another runner on base. That is now 9 runners left on base tonight for Auburn. We head to the 9th. 6-3 Ole Miss. Here in the Ole Miss 9th inning, it's going to be Reuter and then the top of the order, Decker and Udermark. It'll be Reuter to lead it off for Ole Miss here in the top of the 9th. Reuter hit a 2-run home run his last time up. That was back in the 6th inning. Gave Ole Miss a 6-2 lead at that point before Auburn got one back in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch, top 9, swing and a miss. Well, we know in the bottom of the 9th, Auburn's going to need at least 3. 0-1 is low, 1-1 now. Oh, 1 pitch misses. 1-1. And a swing and a miss. 1-2. Top of the order, Decker on deck for Ole Miss. That's a bouncer foul. Two. Right down the middle, strike 3, and there's the first out here in the 9th. One down here in the Ole Miss ninth for the top of the order, Decker. Decker's singled twice in this game, takes ball one. Also scored one of the 6 Ole Miss runs. Decker sends this one in the air to left center. And that's going to be caught by McCrane for second out here in the Ole Miss ninth inning. And here's Udermark. Hit the 2-run home run back in the 5th. That made it 4-1 Ole Miss at the time. Pitch is bounced foul for strike one. Strike one pitch is fouled back. It's now 0-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth for Auburn, be the top of the order, Mason McCrane, Eric Guevara, and Chase Freilich. Again, Auburn needs at least 3. The 0-2 pitch is a little ground. That's going to be a tough play. Quick throw to first is late. It'll be an infield hit for Ole Miss. Udermark with the infield single. That's the 10th hit of the night now for Ole Miss. Brings up Will Furness. Hitless in 4 at-bats tonight. Furness has reached on an error tonight in one of his 4 plate appearances. There's a strike. Oh, 1. Little low. And again, the crowd letting the home plate umpire have it. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down goes Ole Miss in the top of the ninth. Last chance for Auburn. They need 3 to tie it. 6-3 with the top of the order coming up. Pitchers of record in this game, if this holds. Calhoun would be the pitcher on the winning side for Ole Miss. Hooks would get the save. Alvarez would suffer the loss. Knicks 97, Spurs 88. 5 minutes left, fourth quarter, game 2 of the NBA Finals. So the Knicks 5 minutes away from going home to Madison Square Garden up 2-0. Again, I've said it a couple times tonight, but I don't think that series is going to last long. So here we go, bottom of the ninth, last chance for Auburn. McCrane to lead it off. That's Mason McCrane. Has a single and a double. He's also reached on a walk. First pitch, bottom 9, strike 1. That is hit deep to right, and that's going to get out of here. McCrane with the leadoff home run in the bottom of the ninth, and it's 6-4. Mason McCrane, home run number 8 on the year, RBI number 41. And Auburn's not dead yet. And Auburn needs to get one more runner on to get the tying run up. Strike 1. Guevara, the batter, singled back in the 5th. He's also been hit by a pitch. 0-1 shows bunt and was able to pull it back. 1-1. Line foul. 1-2. Chase Freilich on deck. He would love to get up, representing the tying run. 1-2 pitch is foul. Count stays 1-2. Mason McCrane home run to lead off the bottom of the ninth, and that's hit into right center. This one's going to stay in play. Catch made for the first out as Mosley makes the catch. So that will guarantee now that Freilich will not be the tying run. The best he could do is cut it to 1. Freilich is 0 for 3 tonight. He does have a sacrifice fly. Can Auburn get one more base runner on to get the tying run to the plate? Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. Rembert is on deck. 1-1. On the ground, foul, and now it's 1-2 on Freilich. 1-2 to Freilich. Bounced foul. Another 1-2 pitch. Bounce foul again. That score, right? Another 1-2. That's downstairs. 2-2. Two pitch. And hit him. That's going to get the tying run to the plate for Auburn. In the man of Chris Rembert. Rembert 1 for 3 with a single in the 5th. He's also walked. He represents the tying run. Ball 1. Now meeting on the mound here. Just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Bullpen's empty. There's nobody warming in the bullpen, so this game is all on Walter Hooks right now. One 0 pitch. Bounced foul. 1-1. To Rembert. Lined into right. That's right at the right fielder for the second out. That was hit right on the dot, but right at Bissett. And now Auburn is down to their final out. It's up to Ethan Bingaman to keep the game alive for Auburn. 0 for 4 tonight is Bingaman. What a time he would be to get his first hit. Strike 1. Oh, 1. That's foul, and now Auburn is down to their final strike. Oh, and 2 the count. A throw over to first. Why even worry about it? That run cannot hurt you. The run at the plate can. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Rebels take game 1 over the Auburn Tigers 6-4. The final score. Now, wait a minute here. Hang on a minute. It may not be over. The umpires are discussing things. I think they might have been discussing if that's a foul ball. Mike Bianco's out there wondering what's going on. They have called it a foul ball. And that's lined into right. Now it is for sure over. The fly out to right. And Ole Miss takes game 1, 6-4. And will look for a trip to the College World Series tomorrow in game 2. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Ole Miss. They left 6 on base. 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Auburn. They left 10 on base tonight. Win goes to Hudson Calhoun. He's now 5-3. Walter Hooks picks up his 8th save of the season. Andreas Alvarez suffers the loss for Auburn. He falls to 10-4. As Ole Miss takes it 6-4 to take a 1-game-to-none lead. And just like in regional play, Auburn dropped their opener. They're going to have to win these next 2 to head to Omaha in the College World Series. Ole Miss needs to win just 1 more to punch their ticket to Omaha. 6-4, Ole Miss the final over Auburn. Game 2 of this series will be tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe from you. Also on Kick at Sports Kick John. Again, I will be back tomorrow night. More than likely, it'll be for that Oregon-Texas game, which is at 8 Eastern Time. There's a change on that schedule. I will post it on my page, but that's Oregon-Texas is the game I'm looking at for tomorrow. It starts at 8 Eastern. I'll be on about 7 minutes prior to that one. Again, Ole Miss wins it here tonight, 6-4 to take the opener. Have a great rest of your Friday, everybody, and I'll talk to you tomorrow night. Good night. God bless.